I did a video a while ago saying why men pick the bimbo over the queens, but I like to play devil's advocate and I like to also do the opposite opinion. And I also wanted to talk about why I think true kings pick queens. And we have proof of this because, you know, the men that hate me online, they like their receipts. And I think I have receipts. I have top receipts of this. So the example I'm going to use is Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill to me is obviously top masculine guy, actor, etc. For me personally, I am always going to be a Henry Cavill in the Tudors. For me that is just top masculinity. Okay, I don't really like the jacked up man. The jacked up man doesn't really do a lot for me. I like a man that's fit but a bit cuddly as well. I've gone on a massive tangent, but for me, Henry Cavill now is really jacked, but it's not really for me. I liked him in Tudors. Oh my god, he was so hot. I remember watching that and thinking, what is happening to my body? This man is the hottest man alive. But anyway, he's been with his girlfriend for quite a while. I think it's about 3 years, and they're now having a baby. And I just wanted to pick up on the fact that Henry Cavill can have his absolute pick of women. He's kind of in that Leonardo DiCaprio bracket where he can date the young hot woman, he can date actresses, he can date whoever he wants. And I found it really interesting that the woman that he settled down with is I haven't really researched this well, but I think she's an LA producer and she's, you know, at the top of her game. And she also wears glasses, which just absolutely melts my heart. As someone that wears glasses, and Henry Cavill has chosen them, I just think that man has done more for feminism than any man in the last 20 years. He's picked a queen. He's picked someone that is also age appropriate for him. I think he's about 40, she was 33. And what he says about her, because you know when some men are like, oh, my wife's really beautiful and that, but he's literally just said she's working LA hours. I don't know what LA hours are. I presume it just means that it's not the 9 till 5. I presume it just means like something crazy like 18 hours. She's working LA hours, often at Vertigo Entertainment, and when she's not doing that, she's reading for the LA hours. I've never known someone to work as hard as her. It's just so sweet because I think what he said just gives women hope. Women are constantly told that men won't want them if they are ambitious, if they're driven, and it really gives hope, I think, to this, is that this man can pick any woman he wants, and he's picked his equal. And it's actually so refreshing when a man picks his equal. I was having a conversation with someone at work they are slightly older than me. We were just joking and I said, oh, you know, I want an alpha male. And he said, look, you think you want an alpha male. You don't actually want an alpha male. You want your equal. And it hit me a little bit, but it's so true. Women literally just want their equal. They want someone on the same level as them. They want someone that's as intelligent as them. Someone that is not going to dull their shine. And I've spoken about this a lot of when I have dated down. People have dulled my shine. People have not wanted to see me fly. They have not wanted to see me develop and grow, and they've almost been jealous of what I'm doing, and it's definitely kicked up for them in their masculinity, something that they don't like, and they've always taken it out on me. This is why I refuse to date down now, because it's not from a place of me thinking I'm better than someone. It's from a place of me knowing it doesn't work for me. And there is strength in that. There is strength in knowing that you've experienced that side of something and you know it doesn't work for you. Whenever I date down, whenever I date someone that isn't in their power, they would always end up negging me. Always end up saying, well, you should be grateful for me being with you because you're big. So you should be grateful that I'm with you and interested because you can't get someone else. And this is what would happen when I did date down. What men would do is, because they weren't at my level, they would pick at my weakness. And they knew that was my weakness. They knew that was my weakness, that I had an insecurity about the way I looked. And they would play on that because they knew that would keep me stuck in that feedback loop of, oh, I'm not really good enough to approach who I want to approach, because that is holding me back. And this is why true kings pick queens, because they want someone on their level that they can go in the same direction with and they can grow as a couple. And I always have this image of being like a power couple with someone, but it's kind of true. I kind of feel that obviously I do my own thing and I get as far as I can. But I know if I want to take it to an even bigger level, I probably need to be with a strong man to help me. I admit my weaknesses on here, and I don't know anything about business. I'm not from that world. My parents aren't from that world. I literally don't know what I'm doing. So I will eventually need guidance and I will need help. And I think that will probably eventually come from a man that can help me. Eventually I will get to a point and then I'll meet someone and then we can move forward together. I always think true stable men look for their equal. I think when men date really far down, I do kind of think, is there a flaw in your character? Why do you want to date someone that isn't on your level? I don't personally understand it, but obviously men pick women for different reasons. And also, this video is going to be a bit jumpy. I apologise. I've got a window to film and I want to film something. I also wanted to talk about the voice notes because I was absolutely hammered a few videos ago for sending voice notes. And I just wanted to make one thing clear about voice notes. Men fall in love with their eyes and what they see. And yet, it's shit. It's shit as a woman, but it's how the world works. Men fall in love with the visuals and what they see. And then hopefully they like you as a person, but we can't even be, dependent on that these days. But women fall in love differently. Women fall in love with their ears and what they hear. This is why voice notes are really important. And I don't do dating advice and I don't do dating advice for men. But if you were going to take one thing for me, it would be send your girlfriend a voice note. Because women fall in love with how you make them feel and what you say to them. They don't fall in love with the visual. We are, on the whole, completely separate to men. This is why you get the women that fall in love online over a 3-month period of someone telling them all these platitudes, and then they feel that they're in love with someone and then they end up transferring all their money to them. It's because that man has put in the time, has told them what they wanted to hear, and made them feel a certain way. This is why on the flip side, you wouldn't get that with a man. I've been in that situation where I've tried with a man and I've put in the time and effort and told them certain things and it hasn't worked. This is why men, on the flip side, this is why you'll get a 65-year-old man that will say that this Russian sugar baby that he's met, that's 25, is the love of their life. It's sadly because men work differently and men are visual. And this is why men and women fall in love in different ways and sometimes don't understand each other. When I said sending the voice notes, it's because women need to hear through your communication style how you feel. This is why for me, if a man sends me a text, I know it's literally just words and doesn't mean anything. This is why if a man takes the time to call me and I can hear the sound of his voice and he puts in the time and he'll spend time with me, that's when I know he's more interested. For me, text messages don't mean anything because a man can literally sorry to be crude, but a man can literally be on the toilet sending you a text saying that he loves you. Texts almost don't mean anything. I think we've got so used to, in this day and age, just sending texts because they're easy and quick and low investment. But women really need the voice notes, and I triggered so many people with the voice notes, but that's just me explaining the voice notes. And I think a lot of people, sadly, were probably a bit autistic on that video and saying things like, well, I work at night, so I can't answer the voice note. And I was just like, oh, come on, guys. And I wanted to talk about this third topic. I could have split these into different videos, but I'm just gonna chat on this video. I've been thinking about this concept really of, if he's not messaging you, he's not into you. So I haven't talked about this before, but I am quite a psychic, intuitive person, and it's a side of me that I have pushed down a lot of my life to be quote unquote normal, so that I will find a man that likes me. And I feel possibly I've pushed a lot of my character down and a lot of my aspects because I've just wanted to be seen as normal, which is quite sad really, but I'm quite a psychic, intuitive person, and I can pick up on who's watching my videos and who's not, and people in my past that I think are watching, etc. I just have this feeling, and that's why I'm exploring more about energy. This is where I want to go. And someone said in the comments, they were like, oh, you're turning all Rhonda Byrne on me, The Secret. And it's like, obviously no. I know that you can't sit there and just will a Lamborghini into your existence. I know that I'm not a stupid person, but you can work with energy, and if you put out positive energy, then you are going to get positive energy back. Because I get this feeling that a lot of men are watching my videos, and I also feel, slight aside, but I feel that YouTube is not recording all my views for some reason. I have researched about this, and apparently I used to get more views on a video, but I feel now it's as if you have to watch so much of the video for one view to count. I feel that a lot more people are watching my videos than you will see on my view count. I don't know why, it just is what it is. But I feel that I get people watching my videos, but they're not reaching out to me. And this can get frustrating because if you're watching a lot of spiritual content, it can say, you know, there's someone in your energy field and he's going to reach out to you. This is where the spiritual girls get stuck, and sometimes they make excuses. It will trend if you pump out content that says he's coming back to you, he's just not ready. I've had to compartmentalize about the fact that I think people are watching my videos, but they're not reaching out, they're not messaging me, they're not saying, hey, do you want to go on a date? They're literally just watching and being passive. It's really made me think about the concept of, if he's not messaging you, then he's not interested in you. A lot of the time, guys will sit back, watch your stories, look at your posts, even like your posts, but it doesn't really mean anything unless he is actually asking you out on a date. It literally doesn't mean anything. A lot of the time, guys just like to scope you out and see what you're doing, and to see if you've moved on, if you've met someone else. And this is what really frustrates me, because sometimes I feel that there's people in my past that probably would like to reconnect with me, but they don't, but they still watch my videos. And I can feel that energetically, which really pisses me off. And sometimes I wish I wasn't as intuitive and I couldn't pick up on that, but I can pick up on that, and I can pick up on people's energy. And yeah, it does frustrate me because I'm in this situation of, I feel that I always have to reach out. I always have to reach out. I always have to shoulder the rejection. And I always have to be the one to send the message, get ignored, and then get rejected, and then get low self-esteem. And I feel like, why are the men not doing this? Why are the men just sitting watching my videos? Basically, this sounds really ranty, but why are men watching my videos if they're not interested in me. Like, I literally don't understand it. I mean, possibly some of the people I've dealt with in the past are just watching my videos to check I'm not talking about them. But really, I've moved on now, and I don't talk about anyone in my past so much now. I feel like I've got all my story times off my chest, and I feel there's only so many dates I've been on, so many experiences I've had, and obviously for my last video, I've been celibate for quite a while, so this is why my content has to move on going forward. I can't keep making the same content, and you've seen how many people give advice online. This is what I don't get. I've seen people with, say, like 1 million subscribers, and their view count is so low. And maybe it's because now I think people are just overdating advice. They know it doesn't work. They know it's almost redundant because every person is different, every scenario is different, and you can't put people into boxes. And you can say about the warning signs, about how to avoid people, but at the end of the day, you're not going to learn unless you fuck up and make mistakes. And that's sadly what I had to learn through life, is I have only learned by absolutely fucking up, doing the wrong thing, messaging the wrong people, over-investing in people, and just generally messing up. And I can watch content that says, you're intimidating, he feels connected to you, but he's going to reach out soon, and then you can sit there and then 3 months later this man hasn't spent anything or hasn't replied. But sadly, if he isn't messaging you, he doesn't want you. And this is why I tell you, and this is like the whole message on my channel, is that if you have your own power, then you're not clinging on to dick, because you have your own power and you have your own sense of worth without a man. And you want to hopefully get to a point where you're not thinking about that ex, because you've moved on and you see that rejection is protection, and you see that you're not supposed to be with that person. You see that you're supposed to move on and you're supposed to meet someone else. Oh my God, it's raining so hard now. So I just wanted to put a video out there basically saying that kings do pick queens. Whatever you see in my comment section, like, I don't mind if men put that, but I delete it for other women because I don't want other women to see that. I don't want other women to see one person's comment and think that it's true. That's why I delete those negative comments saying that men don't want an ambitious woman, etc. Because I don't want other women to see that and then not be ambitious. I want women to be autonomous and go for their goals, and to not be a pick-me girl. There are plenty of creators online that are pick-me girls, trashing other women, etc., not being feminist. But at the end of the day, I can't do that. I have to tell women to be autonomous. I didn't go around being a pick-me girl. I didn't go around pretending to like beer, pretending to like football just to get a man, pretending to not have any opinions just to get a man, just to get a man to like me, just pretending, oh yeah, I love cleaning, yeah, I love cooking and cleaning so much, just to get a man. There's a fucking spectrum. Some men like ambitious women, some men like women that are sweet and just like to bake cakes. Like, that is absolutely fine. We're just saying that there is someone for everyone. See you later.